What's up, everybody? Malachi Roselle here on the SOW League update. Today we are going to look over the Bombers roster. Okay, so the Bombers, their captain, Bryson McClintock, league former MVP, league leader in home runs, Silver Slugger, GM of the Year, and he's a champion, World Series champion. He did a lot of great things this year. Last season. And Danny Marinsky as his counterpart, number 2 pitcher. He's always a great person that always shows up to the game, to every single game, usually, unless he has something planned, which he usually doesn't. And then we got Benaya Andrews, played in spring training of 2021 last year, never played a single regular season game. Then we got Nick Fannin, Rookie of the Year winner, and he was a Husky midseason, but Bryson, that was kind of the move that made him GM of the Year, and now he's a Bomber, and he's a champion. And then we got Brody Wilburn, who hit probably the most well-known hit in the league's history up to this point. Brody hit a walk-off home run in World Series Game 2, which propelled the Bombers to win the next 2 games and to win the World Series. Now, how do I think this team will do is the question that people are going to be asking. Now that we only have a 5-team playoff format, I feel like they will get the 1, 2, or 3 seed. There's no other way. I don't feel like they'll get the 4 or 5 seed because, it's the Bombers. They just won the championship. Unless, Bryson tears his ACL or something, then this team ain't going anywhere. So, dang, that's a tough one. Not undefeated. I see they'll lose 2 or 3 games. Yeah, 13-2 or 12-3. That sounds about right. So they'll have less losses than they did last year. Their record last year was 8-4. They won 7 in a row. No, 8 in a row after losing to the Mustangs and got swept. But yeah, that's the full-on analysis about the Bombers. That's how I think they'll do this year. And yeah.
What is up, everybody? SOW Captain here, Bryson McClintock for the Bombers. Today, I am joining Malachi, and we are going to be talking about we're going to do a league update. So I'm going to start off with the Mustangs. So the Mustangs have, right now, their updated roster is Rob, Gavin Baker, Carson Davis, Caden Johnson, and Bryce Wheeler. Okay, so I think the Mustangs will do pretty good, just like they did last year. They're always going to probably be really good. They got a star player, and their team's going to get better because now they have Bryce and Caden, and Carson might show up more this year. So yeah, I think they're gonna do still really good this year. Do I think they'll win the World Series? No. I think my team will again. But I think they'll do really good. But I'm gonna talk about each player individually now. So we got Robert, in my opinion, a top 3 player in the league for sure. He can pitch, he can hit, he's a leader, and he's a really good player. Not a lot to say about him, everybody already knows. We get Gavin Baker. Gavin Baker is definitely the Mustangs' number 2 guy. He's really good. He can throw strikes. He might not throw gas or have me on his ball, but he can hit his spots. And he can drop bunts. He can hit whenever he wants to. And he's probably the fastest kid in the SOW. So now we have Caden. Caden, just an all-around solid player. He's just that weird one-handed thing where he hits and he hits bombs. And yeah, you just gotta watch out. Don't be pitching it slow because he swings the bat around and just whacks it and he hits it so far. So yeah. Now we got Bryce. Bryce is solid. He actually was turning up at the end of the regular season. He was turning up. That slider he was doing was working well. He was hitting the ball good. His team was starting to do. They almost squeaked into the playoffs, but not quite. They did better than a lot of people thought. But yeah, that's basically the updated roster for the Mustangs, and that's how I think they'll do.
All right, now we are going to be talking about the Bats roster, one of the newest teams in the league that weren't in last year. If you don't know the scenario, Caden Johnson quit as a captain. Braden Bernard took over, who was a former Blazers player, renamed the team the Bats, and started from scratch. And he has a pretty decent team, as we're going to look over it now. Braden Bernard, as I just said, the captain. Brody DR, new draftee. He's a rookie this year. Maybe a rookie of the year, potentially. Caden Perkins, another rookie. So we don't know how he's going to do. Him and Braden do have good chemistry off the field. They are really good friends. Then Landon McGraw, who has not played a regular season game, but is a veteran. He played in spring training. He does have some experience in the league. And speaking of another guy with experience in the league, Ashton Adkins, people think he's a meme for the way he did that batting stance that one time. But if he makes contact with the ball, like full-on contact, it's going to go out. Because this guy is big and strong, and he's a big man. He's a big boy. How I think they will do this year, the Bats. I feel like they're either going to get blown out or win by one every single game. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're going to be one of those type of teams. When they play like a pretty decent team, they're going to collapse. But if they play like a team that is around their skill level, like I would say, I mean, this team might be the worst team in the league if we're being honest here, talent-wise. But I really couldn't tell you. This is a team hard to predict. They could be a World Series contender or a team that's gonna be maybe next year type of stuff. Or the next year. But I would say at the least, they're not gonna be the 2 or 3 or 1 seed. At their ceiling is definitely the 4 seed. I think, yeah, and the 4, like the lowest they can possibly go. I feel like last place, from last place to the 4 seed. So this could either be this could be a playoff team or a rebuilding team. We don't know. This team is so unpredictable.
I'm back. So now I'm gonna talk about the SOW Sand Crabs. So the Sand Crabs updated roster is Malachi Roselle, captain, Cooper Heimbach, Connor Eastep, Braden Mantell, Braden Bird, and Cole Bennett. How do I think this team will do? I mean, Cooper shows their team revolves around him. He's a top 3 player in the league. Their team revolves around him. If he's out there, I think they have Connor, Braden Bird, and Cole Bennett, which is 3 good players. So that's gonna help him a lot. So even if Malachi can turn him, Connor, Braden, or Braden Bird or Cole into a pitcher, a good pitcher, then they'll do better. Because Cooper probably isn't going to show. So if they don't have him, his team will still do good with hitting. So he needs to get a pitcher, turn one of them into a pitcher. Then I think they'll do good. Do I think they'll make it to the World Series? I actually do not this year. I would say, but I just feel like Cooper's not going to show, even as much as he did last year. I don't know. I just don't think he is. But, I mean, maybe he's got it looks like he's got a good hitting team. He just needs to find the pitcher, and he'll be pretty solid. So we're going to talk about individual players now. Malachi. So, Malachi he's an alright pitcher. He's solid. He's a second pitcher. He can hit. He's a good hitter. He won the home run derby. He's a good hitter for his size. For a little guy, he's a really good hitter. And he's got heart. Now we have Cooper. Absolute beast. This man has he's a nasty pitcher and he can hit it really good. He just didn't come to a lot of games, which hurts him. Connor, he's tough for me for the World Series. He's a great player. I love him, and I hope he does good there. I hope he's happy there. He's a good hitter, decent pitcher. Now we got Braden. Braden's a really good, solid player, role player, and he's like Malachi loves him. Like Braden probably won't leave unless he wants to. Malachi would probably never trade him. Braden shows up to every game. He doesn't pitch fast or have movement, but he throws strikes. If that's what you need, you put Braden in. And Braden can hit. Braden can hit. He's hit home runs off me before. He has. We have Braden Bird. Now, Braden's new to the league, so I don't know how he's going to do. I know he's a good baseball player. I've played versus him. I've actually played travel ball with him. So, he's a really good baseball player. He throws decently hard, but I don't know if he'll get the movement down. It's going to be hard to control it. I don't know if he'll be a good pitcher, but I'm going to guess he's going to be a good hitter. My bad. Now we have Cole. Now Cole goes to my school. He's on my baseball team. He is a phenomenal baseball player. Good fielder, good hitter. Now I don't know how he never really pitched on our baseball team, so I don't think he'll probably pitch a lot. But he's going to be a big hitting asset to the team. He can hit nukes. So, yeah, that's the Snake Cab for updating the roster.
Alright, now talking about another new team, the Gators. Gators, new team. They got some people with wiffle ball experience, 2 veterans on the squad. Let's look at the roster. Kenyon Evans, captain, former Bolts player, who was really great with the Bolts, and that's why he became captain. And he's a really good wiffle ball player. He can throw gas, he can pitch, he can do all that, so he can be an asset for the team. Then we got Bryson Longfellow, who does play baseball. Does not play in the league at all. He never played before this year. He was number 2 overall pick by the Gators in the draft. Him and Kenyon have chemistry, as Kenyon has chemistry with all those teammates, and he knows them pretty dang well. They're like his best friends. Then next we got Braylon Rucker, who was a sand crab for a couple of days, weeks before I cut him off my team because it was a roster spot that needed to be cut open. And then we got Asher Conley, played for the Mustangs last year, was signed in free agency by Kenyon, and it was a really good signing for him, and that is their roster. How do I think they'll do? Their ceiling this year, definitely a 3 seed or a 2 seed team. Definitely not the 1 seed. 2 seed or 3 seed team at the highest. And at the lowest, I feel like this team should make the playoffs no matter what. I think the lowest they can go, though, is like 6th place. We'll have our predictions sometime soon in another one, later in the year when it gets closer to time. But 6 seed at the lowest and 2 seed at the highest. That's for sure. The 6 and 7 seed don't make the playoffs. 5th seed is the highest. The lowest they can go as the playoff seeding. But yeah, that's my analysis on the Gators.
Sorry for that music in the background. That's my older sister. Alright, so now we're going to talk about the Kings. So the Kings' updated roster is Logan Atkins, captain, Andrew Tabor, Trevor Kent, Cole Castaneda, and Gage Eichenlob. How I think this team will do? Decent. I think they will do decent. With the record, with the added series, 15 games, I think they'll go 6-9 maybe? 6-9? 7-8 maybe. Somewhere around there, I'm guessing. That's what I think. They might do good or they might do worse. So, individual players, Logan Atkins, good baseball player. He can throw hard, but he sometimes has trouble hitting his spots, but I know he can probably catch on to it quick. He's a good baseball player. He can also hit really well. Tabor can pitch really well, probably, I'm guessing. He can hit his spots, and he'll probably be decent hitting, but yeah, he'll probably be a pitcher on that team. Trevor Kent, I never seen him play baseball or football, so I don't know. Cole Castaneda, I don't know. Gage Eichenlob, I don't know. I've never seen them play baseball or football. So, yeah, this is a short one, but this is the Kings.
All right, final team of this video, and then we'll get into a couple of rule changes and stuff that's happened around the league. The Outlaws are the last team that we're going to be covering today, and the last team that we need to cover. Captain is Landon Schiltz, former Sand Crabs player who was traded away to the Hornets, and that is now the Outlaws. Mason Billiter was the captain at the time of the Hornets. Then promoted Landon as the captain. Landon changed the name to the Outlaws. So that's the storyline about that. And along in this trade was his stepbrother, Bryson Deemer, who can hit absolute bombs. And so can Landon. I forgot to mention that. He can kind of pitch, but not really. Bryson, he's just a full-on hitter. I mean, he'll field if he has to, but he's just a full-on hitter. He can hit dingers. Then Mason Billiter has baseball experience. Never played in the league. Not yet, anyways, until this upcoming season. And then we got Hunter Bivens, who was on the Bolts, but never played a game for the Bolts. Then we got Hunter Cunningham, an absolute baseball superstar. This guy is amazing at baseball. He's up there he has the highest potential out of anybody on this team. And he's going to be probably the guy who carries a lot of the load if he's as good as he is advertised. And then we got, finally, Logan Howard. He does not play baseball. He does have wiffle ball experience, but no baseball experience. He plays wiffle ball a lot with his friends. But, yeah, that's pretty much it for the Outlaws. Time to go to the rule changes. Alright, one last thing before we get into the rule changes. We got free agents. There's only 2 free agents that have officially signed up in the league and are waiting to be picked up. So if any captains are listening in, you guys probably know about these free agents already, but if you didn't, this video is for you. Free agents. Braden Queen, a guy who hit a lot of bombs last year, was around, he had the league lead for a while in the first couple of games, but for not coming to some games, it really cost him the home run title. And yeah, and then Caden Eastep, who also played for the Bolts, he can kind of pitch, and he had one of the best batting averages in the league last year for a long time. And then he got cut from the Bolts because the Bolts demolitioned as a team. They're not a team anymore. That's why we only have 7. And yeah, that's pretty much the free agents. And now we get to the rule changes. Alright, the final thing that we're going to be talking about today is the playoff format. You guys have heard it all day in this video. It's 5 teams. The 1 seed will get a bye, as it shows in the bracket down there below and in the picture. So just look at that. Number 1 seed gets the bye, and the winner of the 4 and 5 seed game plays the 1 seed, and the 2 and 3 seed game, whoever wins that game goes to the World Series. And the reason behind this is because we wanted to cut the NLCS and that stuff because we don't have enough teams for both divisions to be even, or else we would do that. But we don't. And also, with the way teams are kind of lopsided in each division, we had to make it fair so that every single team would get a chance, no matter what the record is or how low they are in their conference or league or whatever you want to call it, division. But yeah, top 5 teams by record will be advancing to the playoffs, and the 2 teams that do not make it are the two teams that don't make the playoffs. Top 5 get in, and the bottom 2 are out. That's how it works, and the draft order will be based off of playoff success. If you lost the wild card game, you get the 3rd pick, and then in the semifinal game, it would come down to whoever lost by more runs. And whoever lost by more runs combined in all the series, it's a 3-game series, whoever lost by the most runs combined, they get the 4th pick. And then the other team would get the 5th pick. And then obviously the winner of the World Series we get the 7th pick, and then 6th pick would go to the runner-up. But yeah, that's gonna do it here on the SOW League update. We're gonna try and do this monthly, but yeah, a lot of stuff's going on, and we know that for them people that don't have Instagram, or if you didn't know that we had an Instagram, it's gonna be in the bio, or not the bio, description in this video. So go and follow that for all the updates on the SOW. But anyways, thank you for watching, and for right now, I'm Malachi Roselle, signing off.